What's up, Leafs Nation? We're almost there, man. 4 more games. We're almost at the playoffs. Sorry I haven't been making too many videos lately. I've had a couple of things acting up on me, so I'm feeling much better today. Hopefully, I'll be I won't be doing any more time on the LTIR. I'm back and healthy and 100% ready to go for the playoffs. But yeah, missed a couple of games. Missed reviewing a couple of games. I definitely watch every single Leaf game. I don't miss a game. Um so yeah, I think the last time I made a video, it was after the back-to-back wins in Winnipeg. Way to go, Leafs. Complete domination. If that was a preview of who we might be playing in the first round, complete domination. No matter who the Leafs play first round, even second round, Leafs are going to be favored. Montreal or Winnipeg, Leafs are favored. Even if they play Edmonton, the Leafs are favored. So it is what it is. um. So yeah, after the two wins in Winnipeg, the Leafs played the Montreal Canadiens and they won 4-1. And they clinched a playoff spot finally. Not that it was ever in doubt, but they officially clinched a playoff spot. And Leafs scored some really nice goals in that game. Austin Matthews scored a really gorgeous goal in that game. And the Montreal Canadiens had no answers for nothing that night. And it's funny. Um, After the Montreal Canadiens beat the Leafs in overtime, you should have seen the nonsense on my Twitter feed from Montreal Canadiens fan. Hey, what are you talking about? Who won tonight? If you play a 9 game series with somebody and the other team wins 6 out of the 9, how do you even have the balls to open your mouth? The Leafs have won the season series with every single team in the Canadian division. We own this division. And yet people still have the balls to come and start chirping you based on what? What are you talking about? And then as soon as they say something stupid like, "Oh, who won tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys won tonight. Leafs are killing you guys in the season series." As soon as you give them the simple, plain fact, all I did was, look at the results for this season. What's the first thing that comes back? 1967, bro. Why did you even bother trying to engage with me on social media? Why? If you can't take a simple fact at face value without saying 1967, then you don't belong on social media. Get off, go get a life. You loser. Anyways, so the Leafs dominated the Montreal Canadiens 4-1. And then they went on to dominate the Vancouver Canucks for 2 games, 4-1, 5-1. And William Nylander scoring against Montreal, scoring against Vancouver. Austin Matthews scoring against Montreal, scoring against Vancouver. Like the Leafs, the Leafs scoring is doing some great things, and in this time, the Leafs have also played David Rittich. They've sat Morgan Riley. They've sat Nick Foligno. They've sat Jake Muzzin. They've rested some guys, and the numbers are still there. The wins are still there. Leafs are at that point where when you expect them to beat the bad teams, they beat the bad teams handily. That's just what good teams do. They beat bad teams And that's how you gain points and you're at top of the standings. That's how it works. The Boston Bruins have been beating up on bad teams for years. The Tampa Bay Lightning have been beating up on bad teams for years. It's you can only play the schedule that you're given. You have no choice. So it is what it is. And Austin Matthews, holy smokes. He's on a ridiculous pace. I think, you know, if this was a full 82 season, depending when you see how hot he can get, you know, he might be on pace for 66 goals, but you know, I was reading something about an article where somebody was talking to Austin Matthews' dad, and he said, you know, at some points this season he could barely grip a stick, and he's about to score 40 goals this season and win the Maurice Rocket Richard 40 or more, God knows how many. It's not out of the realm of possibility that this guy could. I think Ovi's highest total is 65 goals in the season, and Austin Matthews is on pace for 66. Maybe without the wrist injury this season, you know, 70 goals in 82 games is not out of the realm of possibility. Just like it's not out of the realm of possibility for a guy like Connor McDavid to score 100 points in a 56 game season. But, you know, it would help if the Canadian North Division had more than one good coach. Sheldon Keefe being the only good coach in the North Division. And the other teams are just they're happy to participate at this point, you know. The Ottawa Senators, they think they have a great coach. He's just happy to be here. You know, he has a defensive coach, he has an offensive coach, he has a power play coach. They just run guys out there, and defense is not really an option, I guess. You know, they just, hey guys, go out there, do your best. It's okay. We don't expect nothing from you guys. So, you know, the Ottawa Senators gave Connor McDavid probably, you know, 50, if not 50% of his points. And then you see teams like Winnipeg Jets, who are not very good defensively, but have a Vezina goalie in net. And they've been shelled by the Edmonton Oilers this season. And so have the Calgary Flames. So it's some teams in this division decide, you know, matchups are important and defense is important. You know, Leafs go into Edmonton and shut Connor McDavid down for 3 games. And if that happens in the playoffs, that's the series. But everybody else is just happy to participate at this point. Thanks for allowing us to participate, guys. Participation. Yeah, it's every single night when I turn on the TV, and you know, how can you not bet on Austin Matthews to score? His line with Nick Foligno has been really good, and it's one of those things where Kyle Dubas for a little while tried to go with skill and speed and things like that, and now that he's changed his philosophy up, it's more than okay to just say, you know what, I was wrong, and to change up your philosophy and to correct your mistakes. And so he's gone out and he's gotten, you know, the Jason Spezza's and Joe Thorntons and the Wayne Simmons and Nick Foligno. And then when you see it work as good as it's working, when you see the results and how good your team can be, if you add some grit to the talent, it's hard for Kyle Dubas to change course now. This is just the way the team is going to be. This team is going to be hard to play against. We're not pushovers. Wayne Simmons went and punched somebody, Alex Edler, in the face. I know everybody thinks it's over the Hyman situation, and it probably has a little bit to do with Hyman, but Wayne Simmons is setting a tone before the playoffs start. If you want to get chippy, if you want to start swinging sticks, if you want to do things dirty, we can respond, and we're not just going to sit around and get pushed around. So that to me is a good mentality to have going into the playoffs. It's a mentality the Leafs haven't had for probably, a decade. It's a mentality that's always it's one of those things that's missing from a team that wants to win. And if you want to win, you know, you have to push back. You have to know how to push back. And then with that pushback comes with along with that pushback choking on my coffee here, boys. Know when you take a sip of coffee like 5 minutes ago and it just yeah, so with that pushback, the Leafs have skill, and then that skill in the form of Auston Matthews against the Montreal Canadiens. Puck is up in the air, he knocks it down, he goes around the guy, and without hesitation, just snaps the shot past the goalie, and the goalie's like, he's looking up. The defense is looking up like, what the hell do you want us to do against that? Like, the guys on the ice are in awe. The goaltender is in awe, and the guys are on the bench are just like,
it's over 9,000.
Yeah, that power level is over 9,000, and it's just you see the Montreal Canadiens get deflated. Like, how are we supposed to play against these guys? And then Sheldon Keefe on the bench looks at the boys and says,
finish him.
And then at the end of the night, you got a 4-1 win.
Fatality.
You see Josh Anderson before the game, and he's just talking about Matthews and he's talking about Marner. Such complete nonsense coming from that guy. Oh, Auston Matthews is good, but only because he has like Mitch Marner, or Auston Matthews has Mitch Marner. McDavid doesn't really have anybody like that. Leon Draisaitl. I mean, the way that you see Josh Anderson talk about the Leafs and their best players. I mean, the Maple Leafs live in Josh Anderson's head rent free. I mean, like, how about you concentrate on scoring more points than Jason Spezza, who plays on the fourth line and plays fourth line minutes, plays less minutes than you, and he's producing better than you. How about you concentrate on that? Josh Anderson, I only got one thing to say.
Stop it. Get some help.
MJ's got some advice for you. My buddy still texts me before like games, and he's like, "Hey, who's starting tonight for like Vancouver, or who's starting tonight for Montreal?" And I'm just like,
it doesn't matter.
what does it matter who's starting in net? You can start Demko, you can start Holtby, you can start Price, you can start Allen.
It doesn't
matter. Come on. Does it really? Does it really matter at all? I don't know. But, don't piss off the Leafs, cuz you're going shit. You're gonna get poor guys. They get killed after the game. They get killed on the ice by the Leafs. And then they gotta go and sit in front of the mic and ask questions about why they suck. and why the other team is so much better, and all you hear is,
I am Groot.
so, what did you see on the power play?
I am Groot.
On that Austin Matthews goal, what did you think?
I am Groot.
You guys weren't able to get anything going on the power play. Was their penalty kill really good tonight?
I am Groot.
What do you think about Nick Foligno?
I am Groot.
What do you think about their coaching?
I am Groot.
I can't. I feel sorry for the poor Vancouver Canucks fans who are like up in arms over Wayne Simmons fighting Alex Edler. You know, good on Alex Edler for dropping the gloves and then, just holding on. I don't think Wayne Simmons, he gave him a couple of punches, but he stopped and let him go. Like, he didn't, it wasn't egregious. Like, Wayne Simmons could have really dummied him, but he didn't. And, Vancouver Canucks fans were all on Twitter waiting for the second game, like, who? Who is going to respond on the Vancouver Canucks? In the unlikely case that breaks out. You know what I'm saying? If the Leafs versus Vancouver Canucks game turns into Mortal Kombat, who's going to step up? Jake Virtanen?
Bruh.
Come on. Overall, the Leafs right now are just trying to play out the string, stay healthy, get their guys off of LTIR, get those guys healthy, and get everybody ready to go for the playoffs. I'm super psyched, man. I'm so excited for these playoffs. I ordered this giant inflatable 16-foot 100-inch screen for my backyard. I'm going to set that puppy up. I'm going to put up the projector. I'm going to display the playoffs. I have some really nice neighbors who are nice and kind and decent people. And, if you want to set out on the deck and watch the playoffs outside with a couple of brewskis, hell yeah. We're going to watch the playoffs with some brewskis. I'm just going to, I'm going to set everything up and then walk over to my neighbor's house and be like,
Surprise, motherfucker.
it's time to get this started. We're definitely going to see a couple of rounds, and I'm super excited about it. I can't wait for the weather to get a little bit better. It's been raining nonstop here in Toronto, and I'm waiting for this rain to end and the sun to come out so I can set up my screen and get the projector and watch the playoffs. I just need to be outside. Come on, people. I just want to go outside. Okay? I said okay. But yeah. Get the party started. Get the party started. I can't wait for these playoffs. We definitely have not seen the Toronto Maple Leafs being as good as they are. Kick it into high gear. Kick it into super mode. Kick it into playoff mode. That's what I want to see. I want to see what the height of this team is when everybody says it's go time. Joel Thornton, Jason Spezza, Wayne Simmons, Zach Hyman, Nick Foligno, Alex Galchenyuk, John Tavares, William Nylander, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Jack Campbell, Freddie Anderson. This team is so deep, I can't even name all the players. Come on. Bro.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
I just want to get through the playoffs. I won the playoffs to start. Game 1, boys coming out for the skate. Freddie Anderson comes on the ice.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
He's gonna take you to where you want to go. I love Jack Campbell. The guy is a great guy. I don't think he can do it long term. So Freddie needs to be healthy and ready to go in case, there's a bad game in there where, Campbell lets in a couple of goals early in a game and Freddie needs to come in to stabilize, because you could be good, you could be great, but not everything's going to be super easy. Not everything goes smoothly. The Leafs right now are rolling. They're winning a bunch of games. And I'm hoping this is what the playoffs is going to be like, because the Winnipeg Jets are dropping in the standings and Montreal's getting some points. So it's going to be interesting. I thought it was a foregone conclusion that the Leafs are going to play the Montreal Canadiens, but I guess not. I guess the Winnipeg Jets are like, fuck it. We're going to just shit the bed for the rest of the season, go into the playoffs, and just, right now, Paul Maurice is in the dressing room just like, and I don't blame him. He sits Mark Scheifele, he pulls Connor Hellebuck, and guess what? The team has been shit since. I think the coach broke some sort of like a rule, an unwritten rule. You don't bench your superstars. Imagine if Keefe said Mitch Marner sit at the end of the bench and don't move. He'd come out with his reason for why he would sit a Mitch Marner, and everybody at the press conference would just be like, you sat Mitch Marner for what reason? There's not a good enough reason to sit a guy like Mitch Marner, William Nylander, even though he did already this season. But, it's one of those moves that you make in game because you're upset, and
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
isn't it though? But the Leafs going into the playoffs, they're going to win a bunch of rounds, because why? I'll give you 3 reasons why.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
That was 4.
Harder, better, faster, stronger.
That deserves a Kawhi laugh. Just being silly. But these 4 games, and I'm waiting for the playoff schedule to come out. I don't know. I know that they've extended the season for the Vancouver Canucks so that they can play all their games. I'm trying to see if this extending of the season gives the Leafs a couple of extra days to get healthy and get everyone ready and give some guys rest. It's always one of those things. You want the days because you have guys that are hurt and guys that are nicked up and all these things. But you don't want the guys who are hot and the team is rolling. You don't want these guys to sit for too long, because if that mojo goes away, sometimes it's hard to get that mojo back. So it's a slippery slope. But at the end of the day, I want all the days the Leafs can get. Freddie Anderson needs to be healthy game 1. That's what we need. I think most probably Campbell will play game 1. But, if it could there. I don't see Campbell finishing the first round. I don't see Campbell as the guy who finishes the first round, goes into the second round as a starter. That's just what I see. Hopefully he plays great. Hopefully he sweeps the Winnipeg Jets. And this isn't a discussion, and who cares? As long as the Leafs are winning, I don't care. If you told me the Leafs have to trade away Austin Matthews to win the Stanley Cup, I'd be like, if you guarantee me a Stanley Cup, I would trade Austin Matthews tomorrow. Because I don't care who's on the team. I don't care. I just want the Leafs to win. I want them to hoist the Stanley Cup. And I didn't make this for nothing, boys. And that first iteration, second iteration. Yeah. So tell me what you guys think. Who would you rather play in the playoffs first round? The Winnipeg Jets or the Montreal Canadiens? I'm very interested to know what your opinions are. You know, it always seems like towards the end of the season, something happens and the Leafs end up playing the guys that they don't want to play in the first round, because, you know, somebody squeaked out a point here or there and it changed the standings. Seems like it always happens somehow. But yeah, let me know, guys. Stay safe. We're going to talk to you guys soon after Thursday's game, where we're going to beat Montreal. And we'll see how it goes from there. Stay safe, guys. Talk to you later.